Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Weather with Sim again. I hope you guys are all having a great Wednesday so far, and as well as a great start to your day. And today is February 12th, 2025, and in today's forecast, we are going to be talking about a large winter storm that's going to be coming to the United States as we head throughout today and even into tomorrow, as we'll be tracking the potential for a lot of snow. We could even be seeing some sleet and freezing rain, especially for those areas farther to the north like Chicago, Detroit, even over there towards Kalamazoo and Michigan. So we will need to be watching that winter storm very closely, as widespread impacts are definitely going to be possible. So we will keep an eye on that system, and it will even bring chances for some rain and even a few thunderstorms on the southern side of that system. And then we'll be tracking another big storm system as we get into the weekend, which is going to be much more concerning given the fact that we are going to be seeing the potential for not only a severe weather outbreak, as the latest from the Storm Prediction Center does have an enhanced risk in play, which we will also go over as well, but we also could be seeing widespread flooding as well, which definitely isn't looking good either. And we'll also be going over a few other things that we can expect as we head throughout the forecast. But before we get into today's forecast, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on all notifications if you haven't done that yet, as we do upload every day on this channel. And especially do that if you are new here, so that way you guys don't miss out on any of my future videos or live streams that we do here on this channel. And if you haven't liked the video yet, make sure to give the video a thumbs up and also share this with any friends, family, or anyone who you know on social media. I definitely appreciate it. But let's first start off by talking about the future radar. And as of right now, you guys can see how we are currently dealing with a big winter storm that will roll on throughout today and into tomorrow. If we use the HRRR model to take a look at that, by going down here and selecting the composite reflectivity, which is pretty much showing you like what you would see on a radar, you guys can see how we are going to be tracking some pretty heavy snowfall right across parts there of the Midwest, including Iowa, Missouri, back over there in the Kansas, Nebraska, and even over there into Illinois. And that will be as we get into the later morning hours. After that, we will continue to see that heavy snow push on into areas like Chicago, Michigan, Detroit, even over there into parts there, Wisconsin, as we will likely start seeing that snowfall push on through by the time we get into the middle of the afternoon hour today. That rain is going to continue to also move farther east down here in the deep south, where we will likely see rain and thunderstorms start to bubble up, where we might even be seeing the potential for some severe weather. So we will need to be watching that very closely as we head throughout today, as severe weather is looking possible on the southern side of that system, and we will show you guys why in just a second. And after that, we're just going to continue to see those impacts move eastward even as we get into tonight and even into tomorrow morning, with heavy snowfall, sleet, freezing rain, and of course the chances for rain and thunderstorms on the southern side of those systems, which we will need to be watching very closely. If we talk about what we're going to be seeing today, looking at today's severe weather threat, you can see how we do have a slight risk for severe storms across parts there of central and eastern Louisiana, over there into southern Mississippi, central and southern Alabama, even over there into a pretty good portion there of western Georgia. So we will need to be watching this very closely, as the main concern for today is going to be those chances for a couple of tornadoes. Not expecting anything significant, but we may see a few weak ones develop, so we will keep an eye on that. Same with wind. We're not expecting any significant damaging winds, but we may see a few stronger damaging winds develop of around 60 to 70 miles per hour, so we will keep an eye on that too as well. And then of course for hail, we may have a little bit of large hail ongoing, but large hail is going to be pretty low overall, so large hail doesn't really look to be the main concern, but it'll still be there, so we will definitely keep an eye on it for you guys, as large hail could still occur in some areas. But once again, the main concern is going to be the tornado threat, as this is going to be covering a pretty large area. And then if we look at the excessive rainfall outlook for today, you guys can see how we also do have a slight risk for flash flooding across the same areas, heading from central Louisiana all the way up there into parts there of the Carolinas where flooding does look to be possible. We're not expecting anything significant, like I said, with the flooding, but we may see some areas get some localized flooding, maybe even a little bit of isolated minor flooding issues as well. So we will need to keep an eye on this closely throughout today, as flooding and severe weather are going to be possible. So we will definitely watch it closely throughout today, as flooding, severe weather, and of course that winter storm on the northern side of that system are going to be all things to watch for, as this is definitely not looking good over the next couple of hours, if why not throughout all today, because like I said, this is when we could be seeing flooding and severe weather. If we take a look at our total snow and also our total rainfall for today, starting off with our total snowfall, you guys can see how we are expecting some pretty good snowfall up here to the north. We're not expecting there to be like huge amounts of around like 1 to 2 feet. We're only going to be seeing anywhere from about 5 to 6 inches at the most, including the Chicago area, which may experience anywhere from 5 to 6 inches, as we do have a little bit of darker blue showing up there. So we will keep an eye on that closely, as some isolated higher snowfall totals cannot be rolled out, given the fact that some of this could even be lake effect snowfall potentially. So we will keep an eye on that closely, as isolated higher totals do look to be possible. For freezing rain, we're not expecting there to be a ton of freezing rain, maybe a little bit of freezing rain developing over there in the Detroit area, maybe a little bit up there in Toledo, Columbus, even over there towards Indianapolis might get a little bit of freezing rain, but not really expecting much though, thankfully, which means roadways should probably be fine overall, but still be cautious if you're going to be driving on the roadways, as minor travel impacts are definitely going to be likely. Now, let's talk about the next storm that we're going to be tracking as we get into the weekend, okay? Because as we get into the weekend, we're going to be tracking another large storm that will likely be bringing chances for very heavy rainfall, guys. Look how dark those green colors get. Look how dark that is, guys. That is very heavy rainfall occurring right across the lower Ohio Valley, all the way down there into the deep south. And once again, we even have that chance for heavy snowfall on the northern side of that system, which is bad, because look at this, guys. As we head into Saturday, by looking at the Storm Prediction Center, we have an enhanced risk for severe storms down here in the deep south. Oh my goodness. Like, this is not something we would typically see this time of year till we get into March, April, and May. This is not something that we would usually see, like I said, as we are still heading a little far out from severe weather season, and we are still heading a little far out from Saturday, guys. We still got about 4 days to go, and we're already seeing an enhanced risk get issued by the Storm Prediction Center, which means we need to really be paying attention, as this could potentially be a large-scale severe weather outbreak, maybe even a tornado outbreak, guys. This is not looking good. And when you see an enhanced risk this far out, the Storm Prediction Center is really confident about severe storms. There sometimes ends up being a moderate risk, which would even be worse than what we're seeing right now. So make sure to be on high alert, as I would not be surprised at all if we did see a moderate risk for severe storms get issued somewhere in this area like this. I think Jackson would definitely be included in it if we saw one. So make sure to be prepared out there, as a tornado outbreak is going to be likely as we get into Saturday. So make sure to be paying attention, as this is definitely not looking good for a lot of you guys. And of course, for flooding, I'm really concerned about the flooding, by the way, because for flooding, even though we're not going to be seeing severe weather across the entire eastern United States, check out this flood risk, guys. The flood risk as we get into day 5. Look at that. We have a huge slight risk for flash flooding, heading from northern Louisiana all the way up there into southern Pennsylvania. And right in the middle of it, we even have a moderate risk for flash flooding. And like I said, even though the severe weather threat is mainly going to be focused down here in the deep south, we will likely be seeing flooding with the system too as well, which is definitely not looking good, guys. We could be seeing potentially up to several inches of rainfall in some of these spots, guys. Make sure you're getting on high alert out there, as this is not going to be your typical flood threat, guys. Like I said, we're not even into spring yet, and we're already experiencing a high-end flood risk and also a high-end severe weather threat compared to what we would typically see this time of year, like I said. So make sure to be on high alert if you do live in southern Kentucky or northern Tennessee, including the Nashville region, which will likely be seeing a lot of rainfall. And just to show you guys that, by looking at the National Weather Service, you guys can see how the latest from the National Weather Service, right where you see those orange colors, is showing anywhere from about 4 to 5 inches of rainfall occurring right on top of Bowling Green, Nashville, Jackson, Tennessee, even over there into Murray State University over there in western Kentucky. So it's not looking good, guys. This is not what you would typically see, like I said, as this is not going to be your typical flood threat nor your severe weather threat. And of course, those rainfall totals of around 3 inches even get up there into parts there of, southern Indiana as well. Look at that. We could be seeing anywhere from about 3 to 4 inches of rain even across southern Indiana, as you can see, including areas like Owensboro, Louisville. So make sure to be on high alert, guys. The least I can say is that we will likely be seeing a flood outbreak. I just like to call it that, given the fact that widespread flooding is going to be likely across much of this region, and as well as a severe weather outbreak, guys. I'm serious. This is not going to be what we would typically see. So now's a good time to be on high alert, as this is likely going to be bad. So make sure to be on high alert out there, as we will keep you guys up to date with the latest. And yeah, I do appreciate you guys watching today's forecast. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, as this is definitely going to be a very dangerous storm as it rolls on through, and we probably got about a 100% chance of going live this weekend, as this is likely going to be a high-end severe weather outbreak, and we will likely also have some widespread flooding issues ongoing. So make sure to be on high alert out there, as this is not looking good for a lot of these areas. And like I said, now is a good time to be paying attention and being on high alert for the system, as it's not going to be great. So make sure to do that, and I really do appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to like the video as well, and also share this with any friends, family, or anyone who you know on social media. I definitely appreciate it, and I hope you guys stay safe out there, and we hope to see you guys in the next one. Thank you all so much for watching, and goodbye.